Hello there, I'm the Geek Master. Welcome to my new video. Before I start, I just want to apologise if I look a mess and if I sound a mess. My hay fever has been wreaking havoc all week and my eyes hurt, they're puffy, they're sticking together and it's just tired me out like anything. But I wanted to get this video done, so apologies in advance. I've recently done a few Pokemon videos lately, shown my collection of games, introduced my Pokemon card collection and some pickups of Pokemon cards I've had recently. I will be doing another Pokemon card pickup video very soon. I'm just waiting for a card to arrive in the post. So then, not long after that, hopefully, potentially the weekend, that will go up. But this video came about thanks to Eddie at Rollercore, link down below, who in a WhatsApp chat mentioned to Al from Big Game Al about doing a Pokemon nostalgia video, because Al himself has a Pokemon collection video and I'll share a link to his video as well. That is what my video was in response to, where I showed my collection. And I said to Eddie that I would do my own video talking about nostalgia, so what it means to me, what I got into it, my favourites, that kind of thing. So that's what this video is. So I think we should get into it. And that is what we're going to do. Get into how I got into Pokemon. So, as far as I recall, I actually first started playing Pokemon, I believe, either as it came out over here in the UK or before it did. One of my old schoolmates, you know who you are if you're watching, he had I believe an American version of Pokemon Red, and I played it around his house, and that was the first time I ever played it. And after that I just wanted to play it some more, and then not long after Red and Blue came out over here in the UK, I got my own copy of Red. It was my first ever game. I don't have it anymore, I gave it to my cousin years ago, but I do still have my copy of Yellow, which I bought the day after it came out. I think it was 1999 from Dixon's, if I remember, day after it came out, and that was in my collection video. So I've been an old school Pokemon fan, basically there since the start. So as you can guess, I have a lot of nostalgia for it. But it wasn't just the games from the early days, it was the anime. I remember watching when the very first episode aired on terrestrial TV, ITV, SMTV with Antideck and Cat Dealey. Those were the days. As a kid, watching the episodes, the break halfway through, watching Antideck dress up as Gary and Misty. Oh god, the memories. Just look them up on YouTube, they're so funny. I think they used Brian McFadden from Westlife as a Pokemon at one point. Also, not Pokemon, but Wonky Donkey. Legendary. So yeah, as I've been there from the start with that. Same with the cards. I had the very first base set when it came out with the first edition Machamp. In fact, I believe that starter deck was the only place you could get Machamp in the base set. And I've been collecting since then. I haven't done a full collection yet, collection video, but I will. It's this folder here is where my very first cards were. Hold on, I'll show you quickly. This is actually a pretty new folder. It only came out a couple of years ago for the 25th anniversary, so it seemed like the right one to have my first cards. So, all basic hollows, and you've got to love my Alakazam. I think I swapped it for a Jungle Rhydon years ago. But this card here, not taking this out of the folder in a long time, this Venusaur is probably the rarest card I ever pulled as a kid. Did a paper round, got paid, bought a pack there and then, pulled this Venusaur. So, although I'm a Charizard fan, and always will be, this Venusaur has a lot of memories. My first ever rare card pull. And that would have been like 20 odd years ago. So, yeah, probably like 23 years ago or something stupid like that. I mean, I'll do a full show for this folder at some point. That might be like my next sort of collection video for the cards. back where I started, but you can get the idea that I've been there since the beginning over here with the anime, with the cards, with the games, and I've kind of followed most of them pretty much the whole way through. There's been odd moments where it's kind of dropped. So you had the anime, but back then also didn't have Sky TV where new episodes aired first, so there was lulls until we got Sky, I think, towards the end of Gold and Silver anime, when we were able to watch them as they first aired over here. Remember half term, so tell me, like October 2003, I think it was the end of the Gold Silver anime, start of the Ruby Sapphire anime, 2 or 3 episodes a day during that half term, watched all of them. It was like a lot of fun watching them. The transition also from Ash, Brock and Misty to Ash, Brock, May and Max, which as a Misty fan, and to be fair, Ash, Brock and Misty as a group fan, was very disappointing, really. But yeah. And I've mostly watched the anime since then. I've got a good few series on DVDs now. They're on this top shelf up there, behind the manga there. Looking to get more, but I do have to import them from Australia because we only got season 1 over here. But even now, I've basically watched the anime until it finished earlier this year. I watched it on even iPlay. iPlay has episodes, funnily enough, even though it never aired on it, but there you go. Watched them on there, watched my TV, Pop even. So yeah, in terms of the anime, my favourite episode, it's a classic one. I don't know if it's many people's favourite, but for me it stands out. Well, actually there's kind of 2. There's one from the original Red Blue Pokemon League, which was the 4th round rumble, where Ash faces Janine Fisher and uses his muck, and she has her, well, I don't know how you describe it, but incredible Bellsprout. Love the Bellsprout. In fact, I started training Bellsprout just like that on Pokemon Blue, and I can't remember what happened to it, but I think it might be on my copy of Pokemon Stadium. I'll have to have a look. The other one, and this is kind of significant because it formed my opinion on my favourite Pokemon itself, is in the Johto League, the Gold Silver League, where Ash battles Jackson and he has a Magneton. But this Magneton's a shiny one and it turns out to be really powerful. And at that time, Ruby and Sapphire had been out, what, 3-4 months? It aired actually during that half term I mentioned, and it became my favourite because my brother had found the shiny Voltorb, the counterpart to the Voltorb, to the Magneton on Sapphire. I wanted the Magneton. Sure enough, first ever proper shiny, ignoring the red Gyarados, was a Magnemite. And since then, Magneton's been my favourite. And I still have that same shiny Magneton on my Pokemon Sword, ready to go over to my Scarlet. And as a quick interlude, just talk about Magneton quickly. It is my favourite Pokemon. And for those that don't know, this is Magneton. Don't know why I love it. I know I love it because of that shiny episode. I think it's quite a unique Pokemon in terms of design. It's also one of the first ever Steel Pokemon, and Steel type is my favourite. Yeah, this figure itself I think is a Tomy one. Problem is my eyes are also blurry and watery, so that doesn't help. Yeah, Tomy, made in China. Doesn't say how old it is, but I believe I got given that for free from the Retro Hunter, my local game shop, the first time I went there. For more on the Retro Hunter, check my previous game pickup video. Plug. Yeah, became my favourite. And then after that, I just kept watching the anime. Again, more lulls like Generation 4, Diamond and Pearl, but generally keeping up to date with it. And now I'm more familiar because I've gone back and watched episodes I didn't really see much. In fact, in the Ruby League, the Hoenn League, Ash had gained a Glalie, an Ice type, and that is also one of my favourites, probably my second favourite, and it's this, which you might recognise from my recent Pokemon card pickup video. That's why I got this card, because it is one of my favourites lately. I think it's so cool. It's kind of like a onigiri rice ball crossed with a ice hockey mask. It's quite cool. Literally, it's a nice type. Again, Ash had it, loved it, and it became one of my favourites. But yeah, so I've got a lot of nostalgia for the anime, especially for the older ones. It's why I'm trying to get them all on DVD. I'll even do a DVD collection video if people want. I don't just have the series, I have movies as well, most of them. And this top row manga is actually manga related to the animated movies. This is separate manga. I'm just talking the anime. Soundtrack to the first series. This is not like battle music, etc. It's just a bunch of songs they did. If you ever watched the first series, you might remember Pikachu's Jukebox where they had songs. And that's what a lot of these songs are. I'm sure if you've heard them, you probably recognise some of them. Like, to be a master, what kind of Pokemon are you? Viridian City. I think a lot of them played potentially during the Orange Islands episodes. The Time Has Come, which is the song from Pikachu's Goodbye, where it looks like Pikachu's leaving. Well, he hung around for a while. It also has a Team Rocket song, so that's pretty awesome. And it has a song called Misty Song, which is supposedly about Misty's feelings for Ash, but you never hear it in the series. And of course, the disc is based on a Pokeball. And that is an old school Pikachu picture. So, yeah. One last thing in the anime, I actually met the voice of Ash, Veronica Taylor, at Comic Con a few years back. I've got a picture with her with me dressed as Ash. So I'll probably show that at some point if I can find it. And although not Pokemon, I did meet Eric Stewart, who voiced Brock and James originally. But that was under the guise of a Yu-Gi-Oh thing. That's a different video. But the anime, it's been there the whole time. To its 25th anniversary, to it ending earlier this year. So I've got a lot of nostalgia for it. But that nostalgia has stayed with me the whole way. In terms of the games. I mean, since Generation 6 came out, well, specifically the Generation 3 Ruby and Sapphire remakes in Generation 6, which was 2014, I've basically bought all the main series games that have come out as they've come out, both versions. So when that came out, I bought Ruby and Sapphire. I bought Sun, Moon, Ultra Sun, Soul, and up to Scarlet and Violet. The only exception was Let's Go. I only bought one because I wasn't working at the time. But I then bought Pikachu afterwards. And even then, I've gone back and bought second. So I've now got X and Y. I haven't only bought X on release. I've got Diamond and Pearl. You get the general idea. I've still got a few to get, as you can see from my Pokemon video. But I'm getting there. I'm saving up. I'm building up credit towards Pokemon Platinum at the minute. So that's another edition. But now I just buy them basically all new. I'm going to probably buy the Detective Pikachu 2 on release as well. But I haven't played the first one, so that could be interesting. In terms of the games, my favourite game. I think I shared this on Retro Bear's Desert Island Games. Like, this was a good while ago. I'll try and find the link for it. But in my handmade custom cases, which aren't great quality, I will admit, it's this one. So you might be able to see it, Ruby version. So here it is. And this is my actual copy of Pokemon Ruby. I bought on release date on the 25th of July 2023. So very nearly a month away from its 20th anniversary over here. From Game Station. And it's good because it was also the day school finished for that year. But being in year 11, we'd finished. So I was able to get this at 9 o'clock in the morning and play it when people were at school, which is awesome. This is my favourite game, like Pokemon game. And it's one of my top 3 games of all, along with like Sonic 2 and Star Wars Battlefront 2. The original one, that is, the good one. I'm actually playing for a Japanese version of this. Well, not this, Sapphire. On my Game Boy Player at the minute. And it's reminded me how much I enjoyed playing this when it first came out. Yes, there's Emerald, which is the beef up version, but I think I hold more nostalgia for this one because this is the first one I had. And it also holds a lot of memories for me because back then there was a bunch of us 4 of us, we used to meet up regularly, and we'd all train Pokemon on here, and we'd meet up and do multi-battles, 2-on-2. We had a lot of battles, a lot of fun doing it, and that's also why I would say this is one of my favourite games, Pokemon Coliseum, because this is what we used to battle on. Put this in a GameCube, this in our Game Boy Advance, put the 2 consoles together, and battle with the Pokemon on here. So yeah, so lots of memories doing that. We had lots of battles, lots of fun, the 4 of us. Love to do it again. Whether it will is another question. I'd love to, if I'm honest. Also, I bought this brand new on release, Not Look Back, and this is, I think, apart from Wind Waker, no, in fact, I think this is the only GameCube game I own which has been in my possession since day one it came out. I've got a couple of my other original GameCube games I bought on release, but my brother owned them for one. I got them back off him. That's the only one I've had the whole time myself. But starting to get slightly off topic there, doing a TMB tangent. But got a lot of nostalgia for a lot of them, especially older games. Gold and Silver as well. Had Gold before it came out over here. Went through the whole game with just a Typhlosion. So I basically destroyed the end game with a level 100 Typhlosion. That was interesting. Feeling a bit of envy at school there as well. But yeah, some awesome games there, awesome memories. And I definitely have a massive fondness for Pokemon games. It's why I'm happy to pay out for games. Why I've been looking to add games recently. I added Black and Pearl like a couple of months ago to my collection through trading in. It's how I'm trying to get Platinum, and well, more from there. Another game I've got a lot of nostalgia and affinity for, Pokemon Stadium 2. I think it's better than the first one. It's got a quiz, it's got more mini games. I think it's got more fun mini games. It's got a Furret mini game, which is the best mini game ever, by the way, on any game. It's kind of Furret football, really. The battles, I love going through the gym. Well, the gyms on there. A lot of fun. Also, I believe my most expensive and most valuable 64 game I own. So, that's a special touch as well. This wasn't actually even the one I bought. This was my brother's one he bought a few years ago. But he preferred the first one. So I played this one more and uploaded my original Pokemon Silver team from like 2001, 2002 onto here. And then when I got my own copy, we swapped. So I could still use my Pokemon because my Silver battery died. Which is normal for the Gold Silver games. But I have no idea how many years it lasted. It lasted like a ridiculous amount of years, like at least 15 years. I was still able to go on there and still have my save file. It was ridiculous. I don't know how it did it, but it did. It has died now, though, unfortunately. But the Pokemon live on here. I mean, there's one other facet of my Pokemon collection. Well, I've got some plushies, I've got some figures. But one which I've got quite a lot of stuff for is the manga. This is the first volume of the Pokemon Adventures manga, which is the main series, really. It's one that's gone through all the games. The latest volume is Sword and Shield manga came out not even a month ago. So, yeah, this is like based on the games, but it's definitely more grown up. I mean, it features a woman saying she's never taken a bath with her tentacle again. I mean, you take that where you want to take that. But I've enjoyed reading them. I collected them as they came out. I bought a load when I was at uni to catch up, brand new from Waterstones. Lots of memories. Like, do my degree, go Waterstones, buy and the Pokemon manga, they brought it out or ordered in for me. Go straight off to I think it's Costa with my old schoolmates for coffee. Great memories. Love doing it. Yeah, so I think that's why I enjoy it. Like, it's something that brought me and a lot of my friends, well, not me and my friends together because we were already friends, but I think it helped strengthen our bond. I mean, the 4 of us, as I said, we used to play Ruby, Sapphire, Fire Red, Leaf Green, Emerald, the Gen 3 games together and battle. one of my other best mates from school does Pokemon Go. We used to go around, even not that long ago, doing community day, doing raids together. Even now, we still get thrown out and play at the pub every now and then when we're there. And so on. But the other thing is, it's thanks to Pokemon that I actually met my partner, Retro Crazy Gaming. Again, link downstairs. Pokemon was out on the 3DS. It was the Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, which I loved because it was a remake of my favourite. And we were just posting on Miiverse, which was the Nintendo social network at the time. Admittedly, her on 3DS, me on Wii U, which was the better version, by the way. I think we were both talking to some person on there, and then I think one of us responded to the other's comment, and just got talking from there. And then by pure coincidence, found out we lived right near each other, and it just kind of went from there, really. But if we hadn't both been playing the Pokemon games, we wouldn't have posted on Miiverse, we wouldn't have met. I mean, that's just the basic trimmed down version, but that's basically what it is. Pokemon brought me and Retro Crazy Gaming together. And as you know, she's my fiance by now. So I think I have Pokemon and my mates for introducing me to it. Well, for that. That's much appreciated. But yeah. Why do I love the games as well? Well, there's something about them, because I don't really normally enjoy RPGs. I can't stand the turn-based, the time, the grinding. Yet with Pokemon, I can. I mean, the grinding gets to me, but my Sapphire, I'm enjoying it. But even the turn-based in the Pokemon games, it's really fun. I really enjoy it. I think I love the diversity of the Pokemon, like what the type you get, what they can do, what their strengths and weaknesses are. And again, still that collective issue, like we'd all meet up on the day a brand new game comes out and just spend the day playing it, get a takeaway. So many memories. We did it with Scarlet and Violet. We've done it with Ultra Sun. We did it with Sword, Pokemon X and Y. Done it so many times. It's been so much fun, so much together. So I guess that's a big part of it, the togetherness of it. How it's done that brought us a chance to all hang out together and have a lot of fun. And I said, I love the games because, well, it's an RPG I can handle and actually really enjoy. But I just enjoy, I said, the diversity of the Pokemon. And anticipation of, you don't know what's going to happen next. Like, you could suddenly find a shiny Pokemon. You could cheese a win. You could get screwed over. And trust me, you do get screwed over at times. So, yeah, I just really enjoy the games. And I do think nostalgia is part of that. That's why I enjoy the game still. I mean, I was part of it when it was a phase and everyone was in it. And I'm not talking the Pokemon Go recent one. I mean, when it first came out. So, yeah. But yeah, all that is like why I love Pokemon, my nostalgia for it, my favourites. What I've shown is just a small tidbit of my Pokemon hobby collection. I mean, if I just turn over, like, I've got, that's a big Pokemon card box. I've got my Pokemon decks behind there. These are all card folders, like manga, DVDs. You got a Detective Pikachu poster. You got an Ash hat. I think that white bit right in the corner is a Pokemon poster as well. And that's just part of it. That's like not even showing most of my games, most of my plushies. Even my odd bits, like pre-order figures, even random bits like Japanese tissues I got sent. So, yeah. Also, I've got more soundtracks up there. So yeah, Pokemon's a big thing for me. It gives me a lot of memories, a lot of fun memories. And to be honest, I don't think it'll change for a long time. But that's why Pokemon's such a big thing for me. Why I want to collect the set, because it means a lot to me. It is a massive part of my childhood, the latter part of my childhood, my teenage years, I guess you could argue. And since then. So yeah. But I'm sorry if the video's droned on. And I'd like to thank Rollercore Eddie for suggesting this video to me, and I hope it gives you something interesting to watch while you're working, mate. But yeah, thank you for watching, and hopefully I'll have that next Pokemon card collection video up this week, and I'm just waiting on the one card, so fingers crossed. Okay, thank you for watching. I've been a Geek Master, and I will catch you soon. Bye.